Thomas and friends, making tracks to great destinations.
Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it. I hope you will like them, because you helped me to make them. Your loving Daddy.
James, Lassie, Leah, and Gordon, Rebecca, and Emily, and Thomas number one.
Let's go, go, go on a big world adventure. Let's go, 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 explore with Thomas and his friends. Let's go, 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 and meet new friendly faces. The world's just a train ride.
Big world, big, big adventures. Thomas and friends, big world, big adventures.
The return of Old Stuck-Up. Engines on the island of Sodor love the summertime, but sometimes in the summer, the workload is too much for them. One day, Sir Tom Haddock came to the sheds to see the engines. "Hello, engines," he said. "Hello, sir," said the engines. "Now, as you all know, we are very busy this time of the year, so I have arranged another engine to help." "Well, that is good to hear," said Percy. "Yeah, so, sir, what is the engine's name?" asked Nia. "Well, this engine was here before you, Rebecca, and Emily came here. He doesn't have an official name, just a number. His number is 4D152. When the engines heard this, they were shocked. "What?" squeaked Thomas. "You mean Old Stuck-Up?" asked Gordon. "Yes, I'm afraid so, Gordon," said Sir Tom Haddock. "Oh, great," moaned Gordon. "I'm sorry about this engine, but he was the only engine available." And with that, Sir Tom Haddock left. Who is Old Stuck-Up?" asked Rebecca. "He was a diesel that said to us that on his railway, steam engines were kept strictly in their place and were not allowed on the main line without special permission," said Thomas. "Yes, and he got his comeuppance after he crashed into the sheds," said Gordon. "Sounds like when James crashed into the sheds just a few years ago," laughed Emily. "Hey, it wasn't my fault. It was my brakes. And anyway, this diesel ran into the sheds when he slipped on oily rails left by Boko and Bear." "Nevertheless, we are going to have a difficult time when he arrives," said Gordon. And I'm sorry to say, he was right. The next day, Old Stuck-Up arrived, and he surveyed the sheds. So, I can see that you no-good steam engines are still around. And I can also see there are more of you than ever," the diesel growled. The engines didn't say anything. They just glared at the diesel. "Oh well, it doesn't matter," the diesel continued. "When your controller sees how good I do, he'll get rid of you all once and for all." After that, he oiled away, leaving the engine seething in anger. Later that day, Will was waiting at the station with his new coaches when Old Stuck-Up arrived with a goods train. Well, if it isn't another one of you rusted old steam kettles." Will looked at the diesel in disgust. "Well, we may look old, but we are really useful, unlike you." Old Stuck-Up just looked annoyed and took no notice of Will. "Oh, whatever, you old rust bucket." And with that, Old Stuck-Up left. "I hope he gets what's coming to him soon," said Will as he puffed away with his coaches. As the day rolled on, Old Stuck-Up kept on boasting about himself and told the engines that they would be scrapped soon. The engines kept on wondering how to pay him out, but soon their chance would come sooner than expected. For the next day, Old Stuck-Up had to take another heavy goods train, and this time the car started to sing. "Old Stuck-Up back on Sodor and ready to cause some more trouble. Old Stuck-Up looked at the cars annoyed. You cars are always like this. Trouble, but who cares? Now let's go so I can go and hurry this up so that Sir Tom Hat can take care of these engines and scrap them for good, said Old Stuck-Up as he pulled the cars away. But what Old Stuck-Up didn't know was that the cars had made a plan, and they made it to the hill. As Old Stuck-Up rumbled on with the cars, they came to Gordon's Hill. And when they made it to the top, the cars played their tricks. On! They shouted. Hey! What are you doing? Yikes! Shouted Old Stuck-Up as he flew past Edward Station. The cars laughed in delight as they went faster and faster. Hey! Look out! Cried Old Stuck-Up. His driver applied the brakes. As Old Stuck-Up's brakes locked, he flew off the rails, went into a field, and plunged into a muddy ditch. Oh, bother! You cars are oh so despicable. But the cars didn't care. They were feeling very pleased with themselves. As Old Stuck-Up was being rescued, Sir Tom had arrived, and he was not happy. He was most annoyed. Old Stuck-Up? I thought you'd be a different engine this time, but I was wrong. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Well, once you get fixed, I want you out of the railway immediately. Yes, sir, said Old Stuck-Up sadly. As Old Stuck-Up left the next day, Sir Tom Hat came to the sheds. Hello, sir, the engine said. Hello. Now I know you all want to know what I'm going to do about the heavy goods work. And lucky for you guys all, I have found the perfect engine for the job. And she will be here in a few weeks. And what's her name, sir? Thomas asked. You all will just have to wait and see. And with that, Sir Tom Hat left, leaving the engines wondering what the new engine was. But that's another story.